Hello and welcome to rulesport.com. Today is the day after the France-Switzerland game, which ended up with France being knocked out of the competition in a real roller coaster thriller. Good scoring, high scoring game all the way through to extra time and penalties. You'll see that the French team was subject to telepathic knockout across the board. They fall behind, equalize, go in the lead, and then only to be equalized again. So you see the confidence up, and then poof, it all drops back down. So swings and roundabouts. And of course, the big one, the key event of the telepathic knockout, was how our man Kylian Mbappe shot the last penalty, and it went straight to perfect keeper height for a one-handed save. So we'll get into that a little bit later, but it led to France being knocked out, which is a big shock because France was fully expected to sail through with all their superstars, but alas, it wasn't to be. And the British press, being the British press, they come up with some great headlines. Kylian blew it. Favorites crash out. So actually this is good. It shows you the scoreline. 0-1. Switzerland go ahead. Great goal. Then equalizing. Then the header. So it was a 1-2 punch from France, followed by France getting the third goal from Pogba, and then in the last few minutes, Switzerland evened it up with some cracking goals. The goal scoring was really very good indeed. So you can tell, high energy game. And they say in these tournaments, football doesn't really start till you get to knockout football. So if you're organizing a tournament to knock out key players, where would you knock them out? Would you knock them out at the very beginning, the middle, or the end? Well, the brilliant place to knock them out is right at the beginning of knockout football, when the tension is there. And so what we have here is Mbappe. Now I actually like Mbappe quite a lot. I used to watch the football games in Ligue 1 when he was in Monaco, just because he made these Monaco football games really exciting. And Monaco were near the top of the table back then. So interesting games. So I know the guy. He's only young. I think he's, what, 22? And they made a big mistake, in my opinion, of putting him at the end, because they put Kylian Mbappe at the end. When you saw Pogba's goal, his goal was phenomenal, right? Nobody could have saved that. Maybe Elastic Man could have saved that, but not a normal goalkeeper, because it was perfect placement, cracking goal. But he's older, he's got some experience. He would have been perfect for the end. But I don't think the French were expecting the Swiss to score all their penalty shots, which meant you had young Mbappe at the very end of the queue. It's a lot of pressure for a young guy, even though he gets paid lots of money. I think it's $18 million a year, something in that region. He gets paid lots of money, but still, he's young, and you need some mental fortitude. And you saw when he went up to place his ball, he wasn't quite sure. You could tell it wasn't going quite right, which is the perfect time to zap him with the telepathic knockout. Use the electro service, fire it at him, use the power of the New York energy grid, and fire electrons into the back of his head. Because think of it, he's doing a very complex thing under immense pressure, the whole nation of France on his shoulders. This is how you ruin football players, just like you ruin a horse by bullied into doing what it needs to do. That's how you ruin football players. I always talk about these events in a football player's life where they're playing for their country and they blow it, which is what he did. He blew it, in the words of our friends at the Sun. So he'll be scarred for life now because of this. It's what happens. People always bring it up every interview, particularly in France, because I just bring it up over and over again. The poor guy, he won't get any respite from it. So France is out. Telepathic knockout in full flow. The other game was really exciting as well. Lots of high-scoring goals. And today we've got the England game. Let's go look at the papers. So this is all done. I didn't have much time to prep because I got the England game in what, 6-7 hours? Not long, so I wanted to get this out to you so you get the real Scooby on Telepathic Knockout real time, because this is how exciting it is. Very exciting indeed. So quickly, you know, we can be heroes. Okay, all the everyone's rooting for England. We got a synergistic event, right? England pride. Murray, he made it through his game. Just about. Mr. Kane. England, Germany, huge event, 5 o'clock. So it's going to be a great, if you sell fast food and booze, it's great. So we'll see what happens in the England game and see how that goes. So now we know. So now we know where we are with Telepathic Knockout. It's real, it's instant, and it has real world effects. So if you want a consultation on how to use the Telepathic Knockout, you see it's actually very worthwhile, because you can get started and start swinging the odds in your favor. It's real. We're using Cold War Soviet technology from Yuri Andropov and the billions that the Russians spent during the Cold War on doing research into how to use your mind to change world events. Because remember, knocking out Mbappe's capability to score a penalty, which he would have done 90 times out of 100 under normal circumstances, but when you put a pressure event there, it's very easy to knock his capability down by 5-6%, and then poof, he can't score. And did the keeper actually move off his line just a little bit early? Was Mbappe signaling, not masking his direction quite properly? You know, the keeper thought he moved off too quickly because he hesitated before celebrating, but they let the goal go anyway. So you see, you're actually programming the new sphere, changing timelines with one skill, not lots of skills, one skill, the Telepathic Knockout. You do adjustments to timelines to make money through sports betting. It's fascinating stuff. Who wouldn't want to know about it? And if you're Kylian Mbappe or a mate of Kylian Mbappe and you want your psyche repaired so that you're not afflicted by the misery of not being able to score a penalty in a pressure situation, get in touch with us at rulesport.com. I'm sure there's some things we could do to repair your mental fortitude. Like I say, I like the guy, but it's just business. I'm St. Nick. Bye for now.